Let us begin this saga of the soul with this mantra, the special mantra. Naham manusho nacha devayakshaha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudraha na brahmachari na grihi vanasthava bhikshu na cha aham nija bodha sarupa. So this we were discussing about the Brahman, and Brahman is our Atman, our self, our soul. Without that, nothing can exist, we cannot exist. That is the ultimate knowledge, and that is called Upanishad. The ultimate knowledge, the final knowledge that takes us towards the God, towards the liberation. And what is that liberation? Then it says in the second chapter, the 72 verse, it says it is only joy, it is only bliss, it is only happiness. Most of us who are trying to realize God go to the temple. We spend so much of time, energy for God realization, but then we find that where we have reached. Actually, what we are striving for, we do not know. Mostly we go for the emotion or sometimes tradition. As because from the houses we used to go to the temple, so we go. But along with that emotion and tradition, if we can add this knowledge, this vidya, then we will find that it is so wonderful. And what is that vidya? It says in the Taittiriya Upanishad, from which all these beings take birth. From which all these beings, that is one. From that one, all these varieties have come. Yatova imani bhutani jayante. We are researching to know so many things. But have you ever heard that any university, I do not know, of course, they are trying to find out from where? Of course, in a scientific way they are trying to find, but in a spiritual way, are they trying to find out what is this Brahman that the Veda is talking about for last 10,000 years? Yatova imani bhutani jayante, from which all these beings take birth. Ena jatani jivanti. This is also very important. After taking birth, they are sustaining, surviving on that. And then tat prayanta abhi sambhishanti, and that towards which they move and into which they march. Right from an amoeba, the process goes on and on and on. Ultimately, we become the human being, and human being with the attitude of animals. And then slowly we are one step by one step, one birth after one birth, through experiences, we are purified, as they call it. What is the purification? Giving away all these worldly things, or worldly attractions, because we understand that that is temporary, including my body, including my existence. It is all temporary. Is there anything permanent? That we are moving. And then ultimately we come to that knowledge, and that is called tad vijigyasasya. Then the Upanishad Rishi says, try to understand that. Tat vijijñāsasya, and that you must try to understand, and that is Brahman. Why they are not telling these are Brahman? Because it is not possible. The moment we express that these are the things are Brahman, then it becomes limited. Obviously, it is not possible. Then how to say indirect way they are telling it? An indirect way they are taking us to that. Now sometimes we have noticed that the father trying to make the baby or the young boy to see one particular star. But the young child, he is not understanding what is that, what this one, that one. Then the father says, can you see that tree over there? I can. Just took your eye just straight on the sky and see what is there, a cloud. Okay. Then on the right side of that white cloud, what is there? There's a star. Now you go up and see that bright star. Can you see? Yes. It's called Arundhati Nyaya. So we go one after another, then finally come to the conclusion, Tad vijijñāsasya. Try to understand that, and that is Brahman. The moment you realize that, you are full. And same way we find in the Shetashvatara Upanishad, they are again telling in a different way. They say, Apanipado jabano grihitva. It's not having any hands, but still it is holding, grabbing. How it is possible? Without any hands, how that can hold or grab anything? And that is the speciality. So some sort of intellectual thinking. Apani pado. Apani means hands. Pado is the leg. The apani pado, without any hands, without any leg, jabano grihitva, it holds, it grabs, grihitva. Then pashyati achakshuhu, very peculiar. It's not having the eyes, but it sees. It's not having the eyes, but it sees. Pashyati means sees. Achakshuhu, without any eyes. Sa, that. Srinoti, it hears. Akarnaha, but it's not having any ear. So that is very, very special way of expression. Shetashvatara Upanishad, very famous Upanishad. It says, why? Because it is not possible to tell the thing directly. Had that been, then they would have said much earlier, in the first place, my children, this is the thing. And they always call us as Amritasya Putraha. Srinnantu Vishye Amritasya Putraha. They are not telling India. They are not telling, oh, my children. They are telling Vishwe. Anywhere, anything that you see, all over the world. And nothing but that one Amrit. Amrit means unchangeable. Never changes. But it is not having any part also. There is the eyes, the ear, the nose, the hands, the legs, no part, it's full. Friends, I can understand. Naturally, we are going on reading, so we can think, but it is so difficult even to imagine intellectually how that can be, that Brahman. That is consciousness. So they call it consciousness, it is knowledge, it is love, it is existence. They bring it down to make us understand that. Sabitti vedyam nachatasyasti betya. Sa, that, betti, he knows everything, being the knower, but no one can understand him. Sabetti betya, he is the knower of everything, but it is difficult to understand. It is almost impossible to understand that. No one can do that. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is giving an example. He said that in the ancient time, perhaps in this country also, in our country, in the station, some station master is to hold one type of another lamp. Three sides are closed, only one side is focusing, just like our present day torches, as we call in India. Here it called, what they say? Flashlight. So the flashlight light. So then when we are holding it, we can see, because it is lighted in my front, but the person on whom I am putting on the light, he cannot see me. Similarly, God knows everything, He can see everything, but we cannot. Then what? Then you have to request Him, will you please turn the light on your face, your light, you turn on your face, because I like to know you. If He is happy with me, then it will turn the light, and what I will see? All those who have seen, they said, you will see yourself. Not this body, not this name, not this form, but yourself. And there will be no difference. And when we see that, what happens? No excitement, but calmness. It becomes so calm, composed, quiet, happy, because, oh, this is me, and he goes into that. So these are the experiences they have. Tamahu agram purusham mahantam. Now they are giving some positive way to express. Tam ahu. We call him, it. What is that? At the agram. Agram is the first. Before that, no one. What is the first? And in another Upanishad, they say, mind is the fastest. It can reach anywhere, any moment, anything. But after reaching over there, it sees something. How? Because the Brahman is already there. It is already there, otherwise you won't be able to see. So that it is faster than the mind. So it is agram, it is the fast. And it is purusha. Purusha, it is residing within. Pura. Pura means the heart, or the where it resides. So it is residing within the person, the being. And it is great. Mahantam. Friends, we were last two or three, mainly two, we were discussing about the Brahman. Why? Because all the Upanishad speaks about Brahman. Atmanam Viddhi and Brahmajnana, etc., etc. So we wanted to have some idea about the Brahman. So last two discourses we dedicated to understand Brahman, and this is how we understood it. The Vedic thinkers, they discovered the spiritual unification of all experiences in the Atman or Brahman. And they said, Brahmaiva Vedam Amritam. All this that is Brahman. Now they say, all this means what? Is little explanation. Brahma Purastad, Brahma Paschad, Brahma Dakshinata, Brahma Uttarena, Brahma Adhascha, Brahma everywhere. Isn't that beautiful? So that way the Mundaka Upanishad is expressing, it is everything. But everything means what? Whatever you see in your front, Brahman. At your back, Brahman. Your right side, Brahman. Left side, Brahman. Above, below, everywhere, whatever you can see. And that is the speciality. That is Brahman. And when we go through the personal god or goddesses, ultimately, after reaching over there, we find the same experience. The God is everywhere, my God. Now, in this case, my God is everywhere. Sri Radha, as the Indians, they know about it. She is as if a woman figure, the figure of devotion, representative of devotion, perfect devotion. And when the devotion comes, love comes for the God, no bondages. And she is not afraid of anything. She wants to see the God, but the last thing comes in the mind of every human, including the personality like Radha. It is mine, I. It is mine, God is mine, this temple is mine, and all this. I. It comes like that. Wherever you go, somebody will be there. No, you cannot enter. Why? Because you don't belong to my faith. And what is there? You are worshipping the God? Yes. I also belong to God? I don't know. You should not come. So we bring the limitation. So they won't allow us to enter there. We won't allow them to enter here. Like this. Why? It is me. It is not God. And when this is this, then what happens? So that is telling that you cannot, the Bisham idam barishtam. It says it is extended above, below, etc. This world is nothing but Brahman. Bisham idam barishtam. This world is nothing but Brahman, the highest. Now, when you go and give a hungry man a loaf, a bread, with a very humble way, as you are offering the food to God, you are worshipping God. And that is for sure. But when you are giving the food, if you keep your friend to take a photo and post it in your Facebook, oh, I am doing it, so much of charity I am doing, your friends will like it, but God won't like. God will never like it. Why? Because you are doing it from the ego, from I. So that is the reason the Radha could not see the Krishna one point of time. And because she is a devotee, without God she cannot live, she was crying, she was praying, then slowly she understood, oh, this is the problem. Krishna is already within me, but I cannot see because of the barrier, and barriers is I, ego. And the moment that is removed, she saw the Krishna everywhere, with everyone. Sometimes we like to say that God is only with me, not with you, or these or that. People, they think in that way. The people, they come to me, come to us, people like us, and they say, Swamiji, will you please pray for me? But they don't know that God won't listen to me. Who are you? Talking about him, let him talk to me. So that always happens. Who are you? The moment I know that I am that humble, I only can bring the information. Sir, they have come. Would you like to meet them? Talk to them? But it's up to him. I cannot do anything. I cannot take any decision. No one can take that decision. And some of the hierarchies in the spiritual life, we always think that he is the person who is representing, or the God is talking through him. God knows. So naturally, this is everywhere, this thing. And the Brihadaranyaka, it says, this Brahman is without a prior or purvam. So something was there. When we read the history, always we ask, who were there before these people? What happened on this plot of land before us? So there is something, always something before. So history begins with that. But here about the Brahman or Purvam, before him Nothing was there. We do not know. So from the beginning it is, or posterior, anaparam. It is never. Without the interior or exterior, this Atman is Brahman. Ayam Atma Brahman. And then again, experiencer of everything. This is very important. He is experiencing everything. Experiencer of everything. Rabindranath Tagore, in one of his poems, he wrote, you know who has read or know the life of Rabindranath Tagore? They went on receiving one after another the blows of death. Rabindranath constantly having those blows. His wife, his children, his daughter, his son, everyone in the family, one after another, they are dying. And the young man going on receiving that, but he never gave up. Rather went on increasing, developing in the spiritual life. And then he wrote, Tomari deva prane, tomari deva dukho. This is the mind that you have given. And now the miseries and the sorrows, the feeling of the sorrows, you are giving. It is yours again. Tomari deva prane, tomari anubhava. It is you only. Who am I? It is you. And who is suffering? You. That is the ultimate knowledge of Brahman, ultimate knowledge of religion. Then what happens to that person? He becomes calm, composed, tranquil, and full of happiness. And how he lives in this world? Just like an observer. Everything he is observing without being affected. Just an observer going on, looking after that without being affected with that. So that is that Brahman. Though we hear from the Upanishads that everything is the Atman and the Brahman, but naturally question comes, doubt comes, this universe with the names and forms constantly changing, is this also truly Brahman? Again and again these questions are coming. And the philosophers are divided on this point. Some say no, some say yes, some say in between. It is and it is not. And it comes through the word Maya, M-A-Y-A. Now some of the American names are becoming Maya. I don't know how they got this, but it is the Maya, the civilization was there, maybe from there. But our Maya, the word that Sanskrit we use, is not illusion. It is a statement of fact. It is not the illusion. It is there, at the same time it is not there. When we see the mirage in the desert, it is there. We can see the trees, we can see the camels, we can see the people, we can see all those things that is naturally we expect in a village inside that desert. It is there. But when you go over there, we see nothing. It is not true. And similarly, when we see all this world that we see that one person, when he went to London, he kept his bag and he was so happy that ultimately he has come to London. So he was looking through here and there. Oh, I am in London. Then he came back and saw there is no bag. Somebody helped him to carry that. Then he said, oh, in London also, like our country, thieves are there. Then what London? Is just like us. Everywhere, wherever you go, people are just like us. But still we try to find something new. There is nothing new, everything the same. Only little as we see the names and forms that changes, but otherwise the habits, the behaviors, manners, all almost same. But with that, how can we say that is Brahman? They say it is Maya. It's the existence of fact in the language of Swami Vivekananda. Now we are experiencing this world. And now what happens? In the beginning, when we are children, we don't understand, and it is so boring, these religious teachings. Children naturally, the young people, they cannot understand why people are wasting time over sitting over here. They could go and play. They could go and eat. They have the money, they have the freedom, but instead of playing over there, they are sitting over here and listening. What is this? So, ignorance. So, naturally, they do not know, they have not experienced. Then slowly through the experience of the life we can understand. And we become more, as they call, matured. So, in the language of Swami Vivekananda, it is not that we are making any mistake or we are not understanding anything. We are understanding. But up to that, man travels not from error to truth, but from the lower truth to higher truth. If you go to the villages, the people, they believe this is the way we can. I was reading in Indian newspaper, it's a big news, that one young lady, she has sacrificed her tongue at the feet of the goddess Kali, thinking goddess will bless. Why? She saw the dream. The goddess Kali is telling, sacrifice your tongue and you will get everything. The mother, if she has seen that dream, it is true, it is correct. That was the correct way of telling the mother, sacrifice your tongue. That means control your senses. And don't go on telling all these things all around, creating problem for yourself. Control your tongue. That is the meaning. We misunderstood. She misunderstood it so severely, she cut the tongue and offered it. Now, lost everything. And now blaming the God. It is our misunderstanding that is creating problem for us, and then we are complaining that God is creating problem for us. No. So this, it says in the language of the Upanishad, it says Satyasya Satyam iti. This is the truth of truths. Lower truth to higher truth. The lower truth is, when we were children, when exam is coming, then we used to become very devoted to God. Before that, we never thought about God, but at the time of examination, who can help us? So the God, some unseen power, there must be. So I used to go and pray. At pray means at least bowing down and like that. Please help me, please help me. That is a lower truth. God can help. God has the power. I can get the blessings of God. That is a lower truth. It's not a false. But the higher truth is, God is within me. So slowly we are reaching up to that, and the Upanishad mentioning Satyasya Satyam iti, concluding as if all the arguments and the counter arguments regarding the Brahman and the universe, Sat and Asat, a Sanskrit term. Brahman is Sat, eternal. Sat means eternal. And Asat, temporary. And again they call Chetan and Jada, the conscious and not conscious or unconscious. Or Swami Vivekananda said, there is really no difference between matter, mind and spirit. Matter, mind and the spirit. Can you imagine? There is no difference actually. Everything, he says, they are only different phases of expressing the same one. Vivekananda's the words are very simple, but it gives us that knowledge. This very world is seen by the wicked as hell, by the good as heaven, and by the perfect as God. These are the three differences. The wicked person is always thinking all people are bad, they're trying to do something harmful, so I will rather do like good person. But the perfect person sees nothing but God. A person who was stabbed, a sannyasi, he was stabbed at the time of Sipahi mutiny in India, I think 1757, something like that time, 1857. So that person was stabbed. Then some people came to help him and asked, Swamiji, who did this? Of course, there was no police to record, and he said, you. Who stabbed you? He said, you. The you who is now nursing me, helping me, did. That means he wanted to say is the same, that God who gave me this misery and the same God is giving me this help. So the oneness, that sight. Now Upanishad speaks about the freedom from the bondage. What is that bondage? These limitations. What is that limitation? The I-ness. When we think about the I, what is that I we talk about? This body, this ego, and where it takes me in conflict, and always mostly in misery, sometimes a little happiness. So we have to be free from these. There are processes are there, how to be free. So this is Upanishad speaks about the freedom. Nirgacchati jagat jalat pinjaradiva keshari. Those are very bold words. Break all the chains and come out, O lion. At the time of that, the lion, when it was bound by the chains and now breaking it, coming out, so much of power it comes. Similarly, you have to break with the tremendous power. What is that? Cutting asunder all those whom I was thinking me and mine. So this is called the freedom. Now, I think it's a midnight in India where 1.26 billion people are getting ready to celebrate freedom, political freedom. And Indian freedom came in midnight. So they say freedom in midnight. And after a long persuasion, so many hundreds and thousands of people, they sacrificed their life. So Indian people got the freedom, political freedom, then social freedom, economical freedom, and all sorts of freedom. I am a free man in a free country. America also fought and they declared, I am free and I have everything. Upanishad also speaks about that freedom. And particularly, friends, from now onwards we will be studying the Kathopanishad, and it begins with a peace chant, but Kathopanishad is a special Upanishad. Why it is special? We will come to that. Before that, let us begin with a peace chant. Om Sahana Abatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Biriyam Karvavahai Tejasvinam Adhitamastu ma Vidvishabhai. Om Shanti. 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 Hari Om. May Brahman protect us both. Abatu means protect. May the Brahman is everything. But this moment I am feeling separate than the Brahman. But the Brahman is all powerful. So the prayer is, may Brahman, Abatu, protect me, protect us both. Who are these two? Teacher and the student, Guru and the Shishya. Why they are praying for the Guru? Because he also comes under the same condition. So the protection is for both. Then it says, may Brahman nourishes us both. Bhunaktu. We just saha, no, bhunaktu. No means both. Saha, no, bhunaktu nourishes us both by knowledge. When we are studying the Upanishad, actually what we are getting? Knowledge. So we are nourished. Not the body, but the soul. We do so many things for our body, but we don't care about the soul, which is so important, so vital. That is the main problem with us, and then ultimately we are frustrated, either killing ourselves or killing others or creating problem for the society, blaming everyone around. I am not happy because of this people. No, because of me only. Because I was not nourished. My soul was not nourished. So it says, Sahanam Abatu. This is, Abatu means protect, please protect me, protect us. And then, Sahano Bhunaktu, please give us the nourishment, that means the knowledge. May we both acquire energy. This is also very important, Viryam. Viryam means the energy. When we get that knowledge, and after that we do not do anything, you are a selfish person. You are simply, again, Sri Ramakrishna is one of his stories, he is telling, two brothers, they got sweets from the mother, and they were supposed to go out and meet their friends who were waiting outside. The little brother, small brother, he ate the sweet and then washed the hand and then came as if nothing was there. But the elder one came along with that and he shared with others. And that is called Viryam. We must have that energy to work for the others. Sometimes we also wonder how it is possible for the people, spiritual people, to do so much of work. Not for money, not for name, not for fame. Then what is the motive? People will never work if there is no motive. Then how come this Swami Vivekananda came all the way from India, and every day he was delivering 10 lectures? And because he signed a contract with a company, they used to take him to different places, and he was very popular as an orator. So people used to come, they used to pay money, and they used to take 75% and used to give him 25%, as because he was not that time capable to count those monies, so naturally they used to do like that. It was cold winter and the car was not like this, they used to go by the horse-drawn car. So like these and these and these, but he used to do that. Why? For the people, both ways. I am going and meeting some new type of people in America. They have not heard about this philosophy. I must tell them that they are not sinners, they are gods themselves. Amritasya putraha. He went and told them, who called you sinners? It is a sin to call a man so. You are the gods, full of love, purity. Only decide to become that, that's all. So people used to come to listen to him. At the same time, he was thinking about his own people back in India, groping in the dark, no food, no education, lost all their cultures, just living like hungry animals. So he started thinking how to help them. He was making all these things, he was doing only with that motivation. I have come here to serve my own people, he said. Why I am coming here? Not for the name, not for the fame. The motivation is to give them. And what is that, his philosophy? To make people aware about their divinity. He said afterwards, my philosophy can be said in 2 sentences. To make people aware about their divinity and to help them to manifest it. Here, many times, we meet some people, they come and say, Swamiji, we have done these mistakes. Now these are the problems in family, in society. Yesterday, again, that type of telephone and all, they come personally also. What we say, oh, you are doomed, go away from here, I don't like to talk to you. No. I always say this thing, every saint had a past, every sinner has a future. I cannot help you, you have to help yourself. How? Only decide. I am not going to repeat all those mistakes in my life again, that's all. And that very moment you will see the tremendous power is coming, the power of Vivekananda. Because he said, even when I am not leaving, my power will be here. Whoever will work for me, for the betterment of the people, my power will enter into him. These are the promises. And he said, we find like this, Viryam, the tremendous energy, hundreds and hundreds of years, thousands and thousands of monks, they used to meditate inside the caves, in the forest, only thinking about their own betterment. They never came out of the society. Rather, they hated the society. Oh, they are sinners, we cannot go to them. We cannot talk to those people. It is only one, Vivekananda, he said, have you not read in the Upanishads that they are nothing but the Brahman? How can you hate them? Show your power, show your energy, utilize this energy. Go to them and tell that they are nothing but full of energy, positive energy, godly energy. And you will see the changes. That will be the greatest service, that will be the greatest meditation. Why you were sitting over here, closing your eyes and only holding this nostril and that nostril, taking how many times breathing and all that counting? Why are you wasting time? Go and, that is the Viryam. And then this says, may we both become illumined. Excellence of character. Illumined means Deva. When we talk about the Devata, what is the Deva? Devata, Shura, Ashura. Shura means illumined. Does it mean that light is coming out from their body? Whenever we draw a picture of a god or goddess, always there will be a halo at the back. It's not necessary. It is a character. And that is called illumined. When we study the Upanishad, let us both be illumined. Illumined means wonderful character. And what is that character? Constantly thinking about others, constantly helping others. They only live who live for others. So that is Vivekananda. May we not hate each other. That is the prayer. Why? Tejashinam adhitamastu ma vidvishavahe. So let we not vidvisha means hate each other. The whenever, that is the last barrier of the spiritual people. Whenever we see that somebody is very prominent, becoming popular, we feel hatred, jealousy. Oh, why should they should do like that? I have nothing to do. This is my thing when I am happy. Some people could do so much. Even if I try my best, can I ever become like Vivekananda? Never ever. Then why should I be unnecessarily waste my time, jealousy and all those things, hatred? So I must understand I am blessed. The God has given me this much capacity. And I am understanding God, serving living gods. That is sufficient for me. The one person, he was a very poor man. He ultimately thought, why not become a monk? Then you need not to work. Only thing, whole day you have to sit quietly and if possible closing your eyes. Then you will get your food. And he sat like that. From somewhere he collected some gerua cloth, and naturally the beard grew, the long hair, and he was sitting under a tree. People started giving some food. Oh, he has become a holy man. So he was getting the food, he was happy. Seeing him from the distance, the king of that country became inspired. Oh, that man you see, so calm and quiet, constantly meditating on God. I also like to do like that. So he retired and told, you bid people take care of my property, I am going. So he also took the gerua, he also sat nearby under a tree. Then the queen started sending the food for both. But the king's plate was very wonderful. But this man's plate, not so much. He was getting some other ordinary food. Then he complained, hey, I am senior than him. I am sitting over here with the gerua for such a long time. And why the queen is not sending good food to me? Why to him? Then queen understood and sent the word, you were supposed to beg and you are a very poor man. This is very good for food for you. You never could think this type of food in your life. So be satisfied. He was a king. So obviously he was habituated with this food and for much better. So this is for him and this is for you. There is a beautiful poem written by Swami Vivekananda, The Cup, C-U-P. If you read that, there's a book and all poems by Swami Vivekananda. So if you purchase that book and read particularly this poem, The Cup, how they express. So after reading that, you have to understand, I am in better position and I am happy. Unnecessarily. So it says, may we not hate each other. This is very important prayer, free from jealousy. Swami Vivekananda, he used to love the Indians so much, but he said, this jealousy is the bane of Indian nation. And there are stories again. The crabs, a person is bringing the crabs, and the crabs are always covered because it will go out. But one bucket full of crabs, it was open. Then someone told, hey, this is open, they will go out. No, this is the Indian crabs, he said. So how come? Because the moment one is trying to reach the top, another will bring it down. So don't worry to cover it. So like this, the stories goes. Why? Because jealousy. And what the jealousy bring? Only burn. It never helps. So the prayer is, all Upanishadic prayers is for cleaning the heart of all the people who are trying to understand the knowledge, and from the evil, from the lust and the hatred. The knowledge remove these barriers. As Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna said, knowledge leads to unity and ignorance to diversity. When you become that one unity we understand, that is the knowledge. And when you see differences, ignorance. In his book, Introduction to Science, Professor J. A. Thompson said, quoting Coleridge, all knowledge begins and ends with wonder. But the first wonder is the child of ignorance, and the second wonder is the parent of adoration. Now, among the Upanishads, the Kathopanishad stands in a category all alone. It blends in itself the charm of a poetry. We will read a few passages, strength of philosophy, and the depth of mysticism. Swami Ranganathananda ji mentioning these words. Its appeal is heightened by two characters who participate in its dialogue, young Nachiketa and old Yama, the king of death. Young, inquisitive, fearless Nachiketa, knocking at the doors of death, Yama, and finding the truth which lies beyond life and death. This story we find in the Rig Veda again. The first time, it never mentioned the Nachiketa, but a young boy having a dialogue with the death. In the Rig Veda, again we find in the Taittiriya Brahmana and in the Kathopanishad, it has taken the shape. Everybody quotes from here because the story of Nachiketa is very fascinating. But the first chapter depicts the weakness of a human mind. When we read, usually, with the sloka, you can read Om Ushan Havai Vajasrabasha, or with a little music or a tune. Ushan Havai Vajasrabasha Sarva Vedasam Dado Tasyaha Nachiketa Nama Putra Asa Tamha Kumaram Santam Dakshinasu Niyamanasu Shraddha Vivesha Sumannataha. It goes like this, and the meaning is beautiful. There is a person named Vajasrabasha. This Vajasrabasha means the fame. He was very famous. Why? Because he used to do lot of charity. So people used to tell that he is a very charitable person. He had a son who was not even a teenager. That means he was below that, very young, maybe 6 or 7 or 8. And that boy, he noticed his father. Because he is a son, he knew everything. He saw the father is organizing the one yagya, it's called, that is Vishwajit sacrifice. Vishwajit, conquering the whole world. How? By giving away everything, all properties that he was having. People wonder, my God, he is giving away everything, then what will happen to him? And all came to receive that gift, and he was going on giving. Now this boy, who was naturally moving around with his father, he noticed father is only giving all the bad things to the people. He won. But the good things he is keeping, hiding somewhere. And in those days, the main property was not the gold or anything, but the cows. So he was going on giving the cows, thousands of them. And what type of cows? description is Pitodaka Jagdatrina Dugdadoha Nirindriyaha Ananda Namate Lokan Tan Sagachati Tadadat. It says Pitodaka. That means the cow will never give milk. It is already completed. Whose milk has been milked in the last time. So that type of cows. Jagdatrina. It is not going to live for long because it cannot eat. So that type of cows only he was giving away. People couldn't understand it. But the son understood. And he thought, Ananda Namate Loka. By doing this way, the charity, it is a cheating, but gaining the name, what will happen to him? He will go to hell. Ananda Namate. Ananda means where there is no ananda, where there is no happiness. My father will go over there. How to protect him? But in those days, they were so well trained and well mannered. Being a son, he cannot go and say words of advice to his father. But the self-confidence came within him. Tamha kumaram santam dakshinashu niyamanasu sraddha vivesha. As if the sraddha that entered into him, the possession of him who was still a boy. At the present, he carried to the Brahmana the faith. Sraddha means the faith. And Swami Vivekananda again and again said, Sraddhavan Bhava. Have faith, have faith, have faith. Only 2 million Britishers, they ruled the 33 billion, what is that? 33 crores in Indian. And 2 lakhs of Britishers, they were ruling 33 crores of Indians. Why? Swamiji said, because these people are having the Shraddha, I can do. But you are not having. Can I? Is it possible for me? Will I be able to do? None of our family did this. So like this we go on, we are becoming weak. Shraddha should come. And Shraddha is not ego. Shraddha is self-confidence. If they can do, I too can do. That is called Shraddha. And the Nachiketa, this young boy, he received that Shraddha as if Shraddha, the faith, the confidence entered into him. I must protect my father. He is committing mistake. And you know, this young people, they have not mixed with the world, very pure. And always they think about the high moral values. And whenever they see something wrong, they never hesitate to go and tell like that. So why you are doing like this? So that way, this young boy who is very pure, he saw that his father is doing a mistake, and to save the father from the hell, he went and said, the father, why you are doing like this? So he said, Sa hovacha. This we will start from here, the conversation within the father, and then how he is going. So this time is up. Thank you very much. If you have any question, you can please ask. About this Upanishad, the Brahman, and of course, if possible, please read this Kathopanishad, at least one Upanishad. The language is wonderful. The way, the expression is so good. And the philosophy is profound philosophy. And that is presented in a beautiful way through the dialogue. So we will come to that from the next classes. Yeah.
Question is, you were talking about knowledge, about the soul, that peace. Now, if knowledge which helped me to free my soul from anxiety.
So, you want to know how to make yourself free from ignorance, from the bondages. That is the teaching over here, constantly thinking that you are a free self. We are thinking that we are bound because we are associated with this body and mind. But actually, we are not. Before please you can say it. That before I was born, I was not having this body. I was not having this name. I was not having that family or the society. What I was. And after the death, I am not sure where I am going to go. Now, here comes the rishis, the great profound teachers. They say you are actually Atman, you are eternal. Only because of your ignorance you are thinking this is me and mine. Again and again you are coming back to this. The moment you can understand this truly, I am free, eternal. I don't need all this little bit of name, fame and physical enjoyment that we get over here. You are free. And they say it is only in the mind. The bondage and freedom, it is in the mind, not in the body. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshaya. Mana, the mind, is the karana, cause, bandha, bondage, mokshaya, freedom. The moment you think you are free, you are free. There is no bondage. But it's a very good question. Because this is a very positive way we have to think again and again. It's so difficult. Why? In between Maya, in between our ego, in between all our ignorances. So it takes, but we have to have faith. That is why they say faith in the words of the scripture and faith in oneself. Atmasrathya, Shastra Shadya, Guru Bhakya Saddha. If the Guru has said this, this is okay. And he said, Aham Brahmashmi Tattvamasi. I am the Brahman, I am that pure self. You too are saying, so I am. Right this moment I am not understanding, but ultimately I will surely realize. That is the ultimate. And that's why we go on chanting this mantra. I am not a human being. I am not demigod. I am not even the Brahmana in the caste system, higher caste, middle caste, lower caste. I am not a brahmachari celebrate. I am not a grihi, the householder. I am not a banaprasthi that retired in the forest, and even I am not a sannyasi. All that we see, the name, fame and different type of divisions, I am not. Then what I am? Then it says, Nija Bodha Sarupa. I have understood, I have realized Bodha, knowledge, that knowledge is my real self. That I have understood, and that I am. That means I am also the same Brahman. As because we cannot understand these high philosophy, we bring the whole thing to the God level. So the God comes, then the God is working, He is creating, and so many ways we explain. And from the God also, it comes down to avatara level. Then the Jesus comes, and Buddha comes, Sri Ramakrishna, Chaitanya, they come, they live with us, they behave just like the ordinary human being, and then they slowly show us that you also can become like this. They are transporting. So this is the stages. So it's better to fast, understand and follow avatara. And then we can slowly grow into that. Now let us chant this. Naham manusyo nacha deva yaksha na brahmana kshatriya vaishya shudra na brahmachari na grihi vanastava bhikshu na cha aham nija bodha sarupa. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. You will find this book, the 8 Upanishads, all the Upanishads in 2 volumes. All the 8 Upanishads are in these 2 volumes. You can find that. Kathopanishad you will find here. I am following this book by Swami Gambhirananda ji. So, one more thing I just like to announce, that at the end of this month, Swami Kathopanishad ji is a great scholar, Sanskrit scholar. He is now in charge of San Francisco Vedanta Society. He will be coming and giving a Vedantic dialogue. So this type of, as a more lucid way, I expect, I think. So if possible, you can register and you have to go to Ganges. We have wonderful arrangement. You can stay there and you can enjoy the nature. At the same time, like the ancient time, the rishis used to give the knowledge under the trees in the forest. That opportunity is there in America. This is in Michigan, this is in Ganges. That will be 3 days from the Friday, Saturday and Sunday. You can book online also. Thank you.